Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Monday Night Raw, if everything went well, who knows. We are fresh off of what happened last week on this show. We are fresh off of the big event that happened last week on this show. Adam Cole ran the Gauntlet, of course. He tried to overcome both parties involved in the World Heavyweight Championship side of things. He had to overcome them both. He had to overcome Jinder Mahal and Marty Scurll, and while he overcame the World Heavyweight Champion, he did not overcome that man right there. Marty Scurll was the winner of the Gauntlet. He played Adam Cole exactly the same way he played Jinder Mahal 2 weeks ago to walk out as the winner. And as happy as Marty Scurll is, he is going to be celebrating his victory here tonight, that's for certain. Make no mistake about that one. The villain will be in town to celebrate his very happy victory over Adam Cole, and we'll see that later on tonight. But as for tonight itself, there are two big matches we want to look at. After his loss last week, as I said, in the matchup in the Gauntlet match, Jinder Mahal looks to try and rekindle something here tonight as he goes one-on-one against Kassius Ohno, a man who, of course, last week picked up a very interesting win with his, apparently, I guess, his new-found friend and a man who he has respect for in Jeff Hardy. But Hardy will not be here tonight. He is already preoccupied. And Kassius Ohno will go one-on-one against the World Heavyweight Champion in a non-title matchup. And then we come to the main event, the match that is on the tip of everyone's tongue, the match that was brought up last week by Rosemary. If Paige wins here tonight, she gets Rosemary at WrestleMania. It is that simple. Can Paige overcome that here tonight? Can Paige get that? Or is it signed, sealed, and settled that there is no rematch in sight between Paige and Rosemary? We will find that out, all to come here tonight. And we're going to kick things off with a bit of story that we saw last week. After Tyler Breeze beat Cody Rhodes, he was attacked by Lars Sullivan. What better way to start things off than with that very match? Up next, Breeze and Sullivan. Since the issue kicked off last week, why not go right into it here tonight? And that is exactly what the Raw General Manager has done here. And like I talked about some of the matches here tonight, and the other two that I haven't mentioned, still in their own right, pretty interesting matches, and I very much like the way in which they are looking. I think that is the best way to put it. But we'll get to them when we get to them. As for right now, the two-time World Heavyweight Champion, the former Royal Rumble winner, former King of the Ring, former United States Champion, all of that, of course, is what Tyler Breeze has achieved, and he is looking to reclaim that United States Championship in that 8-man ladder matchup that will be at WrestleMania for the United States Championship, as it was revealed last week by Daro Ronaldo. We, of course, already know Aiden English is going to be there. Cody Rhodes, of course, is going to be there. Those two men who have been kindling a feud with one another. We know, of course, his best friend Lars Sullivan is going to be in it. And we know, of course, Tyler Breeze is going to be in it. That still leaves 4 open opportunities for everyone, for these people. And I'm interested to see what will happen about them. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. One of the matches we got coming up later on tonight may have something to do with that 8-man ladder match. And I will talk more about that when we get to it. I've got to keep my lips sealed a little bit because of what when it comes to this brand, I'm only a commentator, so I've got to do my job. I can't spill the beans, and I don't want to spill the beans on Monday Night Raw, even though we are competition. I keep myself to myself. Anyway, moving on from that, Breeze, of course, last week engaged in another one of his great matches with Cody Rhodes. These two men have shared many down the line, and Breeze put up another notch in his win column over Cody Rhodes in what was a fine back-and-forth matchup, but it was this man who got the talking points come the end of it. Even though Breeze was victorious over Rhodes, Lars Sullivan laid out Tyler Breeze and left it at that, quickly walking back up the ramp. Well, now here tonight, it shall be settled between these two men. This is the biggest opponent that Lars Sullivan has faced. What the flying fuck is that in the court? So he can't show up to do his job on commentary, but he will happily walk down to the ring with Lars Sullivan. This is the general manager of this brand. I am here, his seat is next to me, his headset is right, oh no, his headset is attached to his head, but we can't hear him like the div that he is. His seat is right next to me, his setup is here, his monitor is there. He's not here though, he's at ringside with Lars Sullivan. Gee, what an objective Raw general manager we have on our hands. What a Raw general manager that is open-minded and for the people, right? As he accompanies Lars Sullivan towards the ring. Next time he wants to bring up an argument about myself and Seth Rollins and about the friendship we share, at least I've had the common courtesy to not come down to ringside for Lars Sullivan's matchup. Or for Seth Rollins' matchup, rather, should I say. At least I've had the courtesy to not be at ringside for his, Minoru Suzuki's, or anyone else on the ECW roster who I've taken a liking to. At least I've had the common courtesy to do that. Him, on the other hand, is standing at ringside right now, next to Lars Sullivan. What a biased GM. What a schmuck. And man, is he not doing his job. But what a surprise that one is, right? Not doing your job, Daro Ronaldo. Probably won't see this guy back in commentary now for another 6 months or so. Well, anyway, let's see where we go from this. I can't be bothered to waste my breath venting about someone who can't be bothered to show up here. Let's focus back on this match anyway. Breeze, of course, will know what to do in this matchup. He has faced big men like Lars Sullivan before. He has had to overcome tough challenges like this one before. He has the experience factor over Lars Sullivan. Certainly doesn't have the power factor over him, though, as we just saw right there. Great strength being possessed there by Lars Sullivan. And now here come the brutish strikes. The stomps into the chest of Breeze there. Two-time world champion in a little bit of trouble. Lars looking for something there, but Breeze denies it. Striking away there at Lars Sullivan. And now the big flying forearm brings him down as well. But oh, look at this. Look at this. Distracting one of his own superstars. That is what the Raw GM has resorted to. And it's given Lars Sullivan an advantage here. Alright, how can a man like this be in power? How can you let something like this stand? I have not resorted to such methods. I have not run down to ringside to screw over people who I don't like on my own brand. But he does it and it's all hunky-dory. We can just bat an eye away from it because it's just Daro being goofy. This is taking it one step too far now, and as this fight here breaks out on the outside, Tyler Breeze has got to keep his wits about him. He's at a bit of a disadvantage here, because you never know what that slimy little snake there can do with his stupid headset on and his stupid shirt. This one really breaking down on the outside though. Breeze looking to use anything he can to his advantage. Counter there by Lars. Count really racking up. You're up as high as 8. Oh, Breeze, beauty shot! He hit the beauty shot there on the outside on Lars Sullivan. Breeze maybe trying to use his wits here to get the best of Sullivan. But oh, Daro and all are distracting the referee. Trying to give Lars an opportunity to get back up. The referee had his count broken there by the idiocy of the Raw GM. Up to 9 here. Breeze rushes back in the ring though. Can he beat the count? He can. Breeze outsmarts Lars Sullivan. Wins by count out. And that smug smirk on his face goes to not only himself, not only to Lars Sullivan, but that man standing right there in disbelief. Breeze just got the best of the Raw GM and his lackey. Put Tyler Breeze in a situation, put him up against the wall, and Breeze will use his smarts that have won him 2 world titles and a Royal Rumble to survive. That was genius by Breeze. That is why he just won this matchup. Great thoughts there by Tyler Breeze, and it makes it even better knowing that it was against Lars Sullivan and Daro Ronaldo. I hope that's the last I see of him here tonight. In a way, I wish it wasn't, but he just come up here and make excuses about how it wasn't a legitimate victory. But whatever. A win's a win, and when it's against you and your little bitch, it's that bit sweeter. Breeze starts off Raw with a lovely win. Don't try and play Breeze's games. You will fall for them. We're going to move on to our next contest now. The Good Brothers are in action against the Brood once more, but the fixtures are swapped around this time as Luke Gallows goes up against the Undertaker. Well, those tactics that we just saw pan out in that match, I don't think will pan out one bit in this contest between these two men. Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers, of course, still in some ways with a bit of an advantage to them after Karl Anderson's surprise victory over Luke Gallows last week. Over Kane last week, rather, should I say. I hope the Good Brothers never fight each other. That would be disastrous, but they come towards the ring here. It is Gallows and... whoa. This ain't usual Brood tactics. This is Brood going one step a bit lower than the belt than usual. The Good Brothers haven't noticed it yet. Oh, the Undertaker and Gallows getting involved early there, and the Undertaker grabbing Karl Anderson now. A man not even in this matchup. This is far from the Brood's usual tactics. Blitzing, really. This whole cheap shot malarkey ain't the usual tactics of the Brood or even the Undertaker. And there's Karl Anderson getting his little bit back against Taker there. We're underway now with these two big men going at it. What spawned this to happen here? The agitation of last week's loss? Is this just tactics by Mordecai? Is it mind games being played? I'm not too sure, but either way, Undertaker jumping Gallows there. And this one, though, is underway in a rather surprise fashion. Make no mistake about it. I think, though, that the Brood are showing elements of weakness here by attacking the Good Brothers like this. This ain't, like I said, this ain't usual Brood tactics, especially against someone like the Good Brothers. You never resort to something like this because you can backfire on you. But this is exactly what Mordecai has instructed them to do, and it's exactly what they've done. Perhaps the fact they are, over these last few weeks, 0-2 rather, should I say, against the Good Brothers is perhaps a worrying statistic for Mordecai, and one that he doesn't want heading into their eventual rematch between the two. Make no mistake about it, this rematch has to happen. There's no doubt in my mind that it ain't going to happen either. Counter there, though, by Gallows as this one now starts to break down. We waited so long for these two teams to have their initial matchup at Armageddon back in December, and now we wait for the rematch, the hopeful rematch at WrestleMania between these two teams. Gallows now, after taking the punishment from Taker, is now on the attacking front of things. Undertaker now falling foul of the strikes and whatever it is that Luke Gallows can etch up. Undertaker now in a little bit of trouble here. Seated camel clutch being applied. You see the difference here between the managers at ringside of this match and the last one. Kane and Anderson so far have done nothing but watch on, and that is, there's almost that mutual respect in the whole side of things. And as I say that, maybe some more signs of Brood, Brood desperation sneaking in there. Being proven foul as Kane sneaks in a chair for his brother to use potentially. And look at this by Luke Gallows now. Choke slam to the Undertaker. Karl Anderson just slid in a chair as well, and the referee hasn't done anything. But the Gallows bomb could be on its way. Stuffed by Taker, and he'll give him a receipt of his own, yeah. Choke slam! Just barely struck the chair, but got enough of it. Gallows, though, the big man that he is, able to get up to his feet. It's all breaking down right now. I think the referee was distracted by Kane, meanwhile. Elbows there by the Undertaker to get himself out of it. Oh, dumped on the chair, though. Jesus. This one's going insane. The referee can't disqualify Gallows for his actions there. He just dumped Taker on the chair. Speaking of the chair, one's just been dumped outside of the ring there, thankfully. Clothesline there by the Undertaker. What's he going to do now? He's dragging. Oh, no. Oh, is this the anger of the Brood coming out within them? Is this looking to try and be a quick but aggressive victory? It is. He's got him in position. Tombstone pile driver on the chair. cover Gallows' leg allegedly under that bottom rope. I do not believe that claim to be true. Taker jumps into another cover and a kick out. But Gallows is busted open here. That tombstone on the chair busted open Luke Gallows big time. The referee will throw out that chair. Karl Anderson trying to distract Undertaker, but he's not going to let it happen. Taker looking to hit twice here and to send a real message to the Good Brothers. Tombstone number 2. 1, 2, 3. The Undertaker wins this one in a far more destructive fashion than expected. That is the Brood showing their big guns, I have to say it. That is the Brood going all out there for victory. And the instructions of Mordecai are simple. This isn't being treated as another simple title defense. The Good Brothers have got under the skin of the Brood, and now it is time for the harsh actions to pay back against them. It was quick, but it was violent. A tombstone on the chair should have been the one to end it, but the second did more than the job. It may well still be 2-1 to the Good Brothers, and including that all-important tag team victory over them a few weeks ago. But make no mistake about it, when these two teams, and I say when because it has to happen, and it will happen, when these two teams collide in their rematch, it's going to be punchy, it's going to be aggressive, it's going to be, I think, just like what we saw there. Hate-filled, but all about those tag team titles. Mordecai will do whatever it takes to keep his hands on them, and he will not let his Brood let him slip by. Well, we just saw the aggressive side there of Undertaker come out. Certainly it seems if he's not fighting for the Brood, he's fighting for his brother and his tag team titles. That being said, we're going to move on to our next contest now, to the triple threat matchup that I brought up a little bit earlier. It is going to be Jeff Hardy with Bryan Kendrick and Daniel Bryan in action. Up next. If I was to describe this matchup looking at it from the eyes of one man named the Bryan Kendrick, he's between a rock and a hard place, really. This is not a matchup that the Bryan Kendrick would like to be in, and no, I think is it one that he wants to be in, because he's enduring two men, one of which he currently has issues with, one of which just a few months ago he had issues with. Man he currently has issues with is that man right there, Jeff Hardy, as he comes towards the ring. And the other one is, of course, Daniel Bryan. Now, I mentioned earlier about how there are interesting news surrounding this triple threat match and why it's here, and I will announce it as follows, per the request of the Raw General Manager, who, of course, can be at ringside for his beloved Lars Sullivan, but can't be here to do his fucking job. Anyway, per the request of the Raw General Manager, these three men you see in this matchup have been added to the ladder match for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. Yes, that means we have 7 out of 8 filled positions for that United States Championship matchup. Let me count them along for you. So on top of these three men that you see here, you know, Hardy, Bryan, and Bryan, we have Sullivan, Breeze, Aiden, Cody. One more spot left. Haven't been informed who that one is going to, though. But here comes the Bryan Kendrick towards the ring here. Gonna have to stand in the ring or nearby Jeff Hardy for a little while. No Diesel as well at ringside, so that might not be something that the Bryan Kendrick is too happy to have a thought running through his mind about. But Kendrick, as of late, certainly in this 2018 as well, has been really making a good name for himself. I mean, think about it. This guy went from being abstract nothing, essentially, just being fodder. In fact, not even being fodder, not even being on the roster at some points, to now having a chance to become United States Champion. Say what you will about his ways in which he went against Daniel Bryan. I don't particularly agree with them either. The way in which he tried to get under Daniel Bryan's skin back heading into Armageddon. But it worked, and I have to say, so far, even though he lost that match on Armageddon, the Bryan Kendrick has benefited more from it than Daniel Bryan has. And we'll see if that'll be the case of WrestleMania, and if he comes out with the win and the United States Championship, it would really go good for him. But here comes Daniel Bryan, and look at this crowd during Bakersfield, all chanting yes along with him. Make no mistake about it, wherever we go, if Daniel Bryan is in the ring, it is Daniel Bryan country. And it always will be. Bryan certainly getting a welcoming response here as he looks to hunt down his now second United States Championship, I believe, in this universe. And that one could very well be a fun sight to see. Bryan with being a champion for the first time since almost 2 years ago. In fact, it was just over 2 years ago that he became World Heavyweight Champion again, dethroning the then undefeated World Champion in Sting to get that right. And for all we know, of course, with us having no idea who that final 8th man could be right now, it could be Sting. I wouldn't mind seeing Sting at WrestleMania again. I wouldn't mind seeing Sting in another matchup. I think it would be a very, very interesting I think it'd just be great to see Sting. But regardless of that, we'll focus away from Sting and focus on these 3 men who we know are going to be in that ladder matchup come WrestleMania. And look at that right away. The Bryan Kendrick not ducking out of the challenge, going after both of them. That's very gutsy from Kendrick as he goes after Bryan and Hardy. Bryan Kendrick right now there with a backbreaker to Daniel Bryan. Jeff Hardy now going to try and go after him. So far this has been great stuff for the Bryan Kendrick. Neither man has got to move in edgeways yet, and they haven't had a time to work with one another or work against one another yet. Took too long though. Bryan makes him pay. Half enough suplex for the Bryan Kendrick to endure. And you got to think, if you're Aiden English right now, who somehow miraculously is still the United States Champion for another week, where do you see yourself being coming out of WrestleMania? How do you see yourself being United States Champion when it's all said and done? Because look at these men in the ring right now. These 3 men here all have a sound chance of becoming United States Champion. Look at some of the other men in the matchup. Cody Rhodes, your long since rival, you know, the man who you managed to sneak in a very lucky victory against to become United States Champion. Cody Rhodes, you know, he wants that title back again. And you look at some of the others. I mean, granted, of course, Lars Sullivan is a dangerous man, but still very inexperienced in my honest beliefs, and I think he'd have to do an awful lot to become US champion. But you look at Tyler Breeze. He knows what it's like to be at Mania. He knows what it's like to be the United States champion. Last year, he headlined WrestleMania and headed out with the world title. Right now, I have every reason to believe that Tyler Breeze is the favorite heading into it. And of course, on top of everything, he's a 2-time world champion, former Royal Rumble and King of the Ring winner. I think I said it last week. Breeze has done almost everything he can on his own, apart from the King of the Ring. Sorry, not King of the Ring, Money in the Bank. And he may look to try and do that this year, maybe. We saw Kendrick there hit the Kendrick onto Daniel Bryan. Look to try and hit the captain's hook there, get it locked in at least. Jeff Hardy made the save there and then collided Kendrick with Bryan. Look at the speed there by the Bryan Kendrick. And oh, missed elbow there. Look at that by Kendrick. Slips in an opportunity and locks in captain's hook. Bryan, though, locked his feet around the ropes to stop himself from being locked in that submission there. What the hell has gone into Kendrick here tonight? Maybe that loss in the tag match last week has been the driving factor here, because Kendrick so far is on fire. Gets a great 2 count there against Bryan. But here we go now. Bryan's up on his feet. Oh, looking to fire away, and Kendrick was the one to undo the turnbuckle pad, and he pays for it by going into it. Counters Bryan, though. Sends him into the turnbuckle. Up on the shoulders here, electric chair. Kendrick counters it and sends Hardy on his back. This has been a standout performance thus far from the Bryan Kendrick. Daniel Bryan, single underhook suplex though. Kendrick finally floored and finally goes outside. This leaves Hardy and Bryan to go out of here. Let's see what these 2 men can do. Kick there in the side by Daniel Bryan. Irish whip off the ropes we go. Quick arm drag there and down he goes. Speaking of quick, look at how quickly the Bryan Kendrick got back in the ring here. Oh, met with a harsh drop kick in the face though by by Daniel Bryan. Northern Lights suplex. And the crowd here now is showing their affection for Daniel Bryan. In reign, the Daniel Bryan chance elbow drop to Jeff Hardy. Locks his attention back on Kendrick, who sends him back into the turnbuckle here. But Bryan Kendrick has something in mind here. Look at that though by Daniel Bryan. A collision in midair. Both guys look at these two men stereo with one another. That was impeccable. Both went for the same move on 2 occasions. That was great to witness. Kendrick rolls out of the ring now. That leaves Bryan and Hardy alone again. Let's see what will happen here. Oh, Daniel Bryan collides with the steel rung there. And Jeff Hardy goes right into the cover, hoping it's enough, but a kick out there prevents that from happening. See on the outside, the Bryan Kendrick slowly pulling himself up to his feet here. I feel as if I've been talking about this guy so much in this matchup because of the incredible job that he's doing, in all fairness. Crucifix there to Bryan. Things have swapped around a little bit here in this matchup. Daniel Bryan rolled out of the ring there to try and catch his breath as he was still on the mat. Now Jeff Hardy has the Bryan Kendrick, or did have the Bryan Kendrick in his clutches. Now he's got him right back where he wanted him. In the turnbuckle we go here. Hardy looked for something there. Might have been Whisper in the wind, and it was a great counter there by Kendrick to deny him. Kendrick still continuing his very strong performance so far in this matchup without Diesel as well. I think it's the important thing to talk about. He's going to send Bryan Kendrick's going to send Hardy into the turnbuckle. He's going to look for the Kendrick here. Can he get it? Yes, he can. But Bryan's lurking in the ways. Bryan pulls out a counter there. And uh-oh. This is big time and bad time for Kendrick. Feeling the wrath of the yes kicks. Pummeling into the chest again and again. And one for good luck. Across the skull. A receipt he has felled on far more than one occasion. Bryan with a discus forearm. Hardy can't survive. He goes outside of the ring, and that leaves Bryan all alone to perhaps close in a big victory here in this one. The running knee is stuffed though by Kendrick. But it is stuffed in turn by Bryan, who doesn't allow Kendrick to get himself back in this one. God, these two men are being very competitive. Yes, lock. Yes, lock. Yes, lock applied. But look at that by the Bryan Kendrick. Ingenious being displayed. His foot on the rope there. Clear for all to see. It's really starting to break down now in this one. Wrenches the arm there. Russian leg sweep to Bryan, who quickly decides that his best intentions would be to roll outside of the ring. The Bryan Kendrick with Jeff Hardy again. Looking for another Kendrick. Countered there. Daniel Bryan in almost an act of desperation in that moment there, knocking everyone down in front of him. Uppercut there to Jeff Hardy. Daniel Bryan, the only one standing, and he's deciding that he's going to take things up to the top rope here. Went for the elbow drop and missed it. Quickly decides to roll out of the ring once more. No party has had complete control in this matchup thus far. Chinlock applied here by Jeff Hardy. Doesn't get the submission win that he's looking for though. Everyone countering everyone in this matchup. All three sides been trying their best. Jeff Hardy now twist of fate to Kendrick. But again, Daniel Bryan lies in the way with a German suplex. That is going to hurt you big time. And now Bryan with his precise and hard strikes unloading away their knee in the gut of Hardy. Not once but twice. As the Bryan Kendrick still lays there just trying to recover. Trying to will himself up to his feet there, but willed himself right into the way of Daniel Bryan as Hardy rolled out of the ring again. Look at this, captain's hook again, but again, once more. Daniel Bryan makes sure to be locked up in the ropes to deny Kendrick the chance there, and that's maybe where that roll through by Kendrick doesn't work, is in his attempts to try and pick up a... in his attempts to try and pick up the submission win, he is just getting himself trapped there. Oh my God, alley-oop bomb. Hardy and Bryan again alone here in this ring. Two fine athletes who must have respect for one another, locking horns as Kendrick recovers on the outside. Great speed by Bryan there to flip over Jeff Hardy. Ducks under the clothesline. Hits the elbow. Daniel Bryan firing away on all cylinders once more. Bryan has delivered the yes kicks. Now he looks to go up high and hit the flying goat, the flying headbutt. Onto Jeff Hardy. As precise as you would like. But he ain't finished with business yet because he knew who was on his way back in the ring. That is smart by Daniel Bryan. And he goes right for the Bryan Kendrick. For as great as a performance Kendrick's had in this one, you can't allow him a chance. Oh, what a kick! Jeff Hardy got absolutely flattened by that one to the extent where he rolled out of the ring. Kendrick still hasn't recovered. Bryan in position. The running knee connects this time. There was no recovery from the Bryan Kendrick there. He got blasted by that one. Jeff Hardy is outside of the ring. He can't will himself up to his feet. Daniel Bryan has won it. And just for a bit of old time's sake, pins the Bryan Kendrick to secure the victory. What a high-octane triple threat match that one was. All three parties wanted the win. All three parties countered one another as often as they could for the win. Signature maneuvers being brought out from all sides, but Daniel Bryan secures the victory. Well, let's not forget on this night the performance that Bryan Kendrick put in. Backing up my point that I stated, that he has got the best out of the situation that he put himself into, and that is why he could still have a strong chance, I think, of being United States Champion after WrestleMania. But along with Breeze, that man right there is a surefire favorite to recapture the United States Championship. Whether or not that'll become reality, we will find out in what? How many weeks now? Just under 2? Sorry, just something like that? I actually don't know how many weeks it is to WrestleMania. It's quite bad. Just under 2 I think is wrong. Just under 3 is the one I was looking for. There we go. Until WrestleMania now. And maybe the dream for Daniel Bryan to become champion once more. We'll see if that'll be the case. But one man who will most certainly be going into WrestleMania as champion, whether or not he'll be coming out of it as champion, is a topic for another day. And that day will be WrestleMania. But he is heading into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion. He will want to head out as World Heavyweight Champion. Jinder Mahal up next against Kassius Ohno. So let's see what Kassius Ohno can do in arguably his biggest match since joining the Raw roster. I mean, you know, if you looked at it in terms of a name, it's only Jinder Mahal, which really isn't that big of a matchup, let's be honest. But if you think about it on a more direct stance, Kassius Ohno is now currently going one-on-one with the World Heavyweight Champion, and while the WrestleMania match is all but waiting to be sealed through the words of the villain Marty Scurll, make no mistake about it, if Ohno won here tonight, he would most certainly get himself in the contention after WrestleMania. Even if Jinder Mahal was not the World Heavyweight Champion, a victory here for Kassius Ohno tonight would mean the world for him. It would prong him right up to the very top, with that shot at the World Championship just waiting for him against the champion, whoever it may be, who walks out of WrestleMania with that gold around their waist. But for that, of course, to happen, Kassius Ohno has to win here tonight. He has to become victorious over Jinder Mahal, and let's be honest, he actually stands a decent shot of it. I talked about this a couple of times now. Since Jinder Mahal became world champion, he has won one match in almost 3 months as champion. Jinder Mahal becomes 3 months as World Heavyweight Champion, and this upcoming, I think it's next Monday on Raw actually, it'll be 3 months to the day that Jinder became champion. Probably not, probably missed the deadline date by uploading it late, but the point stands that Jinder Mahal has been world champ now for nearly by next week 3 months, and he has won one match since becoming world champion. Think about how embarrassing that is. One victory in 3 months. And even that was not achieved by legitimate circumstances. Even that was achieved by using the ropes to his advantage. Jinder Mahal is just under 3 weeks away from the biggest matchup of his career at WrestleMania. If he can't beat Kassius Ohno here tonight, then it's almost a dud that Jinder is going to lose at Mania. The world title is the only reason why Jinder Mahal has got his matchup at WrestleMania. Make no mistake about it. If not for that world title, Jinder Mahal would not be appearing at that event. If not for capturing the Money in the Bank back in July, Jinder Mahal would not, I don't even think, be on Raw right now. He has been a complete, and you know, the easiest way of saying it, he's been a complete joke of a world champion, and come WrestleMania, I think that'll be exposed. There's no way for Jinder to cheat his way out of the loss there. There's no way for Jinder to work his way around losing the world title in that one. And I think if he loses in as embarrassing of a fashion as I am envisioning in my mind, there's no rematch for Jinder Mahal scheduled down the line as well. WrestleMania is the be-all, end-all, essentially, for Jinder Mahal. And if he doesn't walk out with that world title, by the end of it, Jinder Mahal is done. The game is over. It is up for Jinder. And as makers breakers that is, and as, you know, in some situations, if it was someone else in his position, it would be kind of sad. Jinder doesn't deserve the sadness. Jinder, not for a minute, has been, you know, compassionate, has not been showing any signs of pride or honor. I don't really care what happens to Jinder. He's just that guy who I just really do not care what happens to him, and I have stated it since, you know, the moment he won the world title. Even when he was going up against Adam Cole, a guy who I do not have that much respect for. I hope he loses the belt. I really do. Jinder is not someone who should be holding that belt. The belt has made Jinder, and Jinder has harmed that belt. Whether it be Adam Cole, or maybe the guy who I've sided with a little more over these last few weeks in Marty Scurll. So long as it isn't Jinder Mahal coming out of WrestleMania with that title, I'm happy. I'm fine. That's all I can say. Just do not let me down, guys. Whichever one of you it is. Focusing back on this matchup right now. Kassius, Ohno, and Jinder Mahal here. Going back and forth. Kassius have been bringing out the hard moves so far. Buckle bomb there for the world champion. And it's not looking so good for the modern day Maharaja. Oh, great counter though by Jinder. I'll give him credit there. Can he capitalize on it? No, he can't. Tried for something, but couldn't guarantee himself an opportunity to open up after it. Here goes Ohno now. Up on that second turnbuckle and all. Planted him down face first there. Cover on Jinder that follows. Hoping to put away the world champion who kicks out early enough. But look at this now as Ohno keeps going here against the world champ. Really trying to outmaneuver him here. Look at this hold locked in. The arms stitched around the throat of Jinder. Whilst not a choke, is making it very difficult for Jinder to get out of. But the body of Jinder and his strength there helping him slip his way out of that one. Jinder there with the running knee. The signature maneuver of the world champion just struck well out of left field, and Jinder is looking to try and use whatever moveset he can now to try and beat Kassius Ohno here. Strikes him, turns him around. Might have been thinking Coloss, stuffed there by Ohno. Ohno looking for some kind of reverse suplex maybe. Countered. Suplex by Jinder now. Quick cover here by the world champ. Looking to put away Ohno, who kicks out at one. Ohno feeling a bit of momentum after his tag team victory last week with Jeff Hardy. He's showing it in this matchup right now, but he is still in a match with the World Heavyweight Champion who's got him right where he wants him. Mahal. Coloss. 1, 2. Oh, no. Kicked out at 2. Jinder Mahal sprouting anger there and saying that it was a slow count. The only thing slow about this match right now is Jinder Mahal's work rate. Kassius Ohno kicks out there and keeps on fighting. Ohno now has him right where he wants him. Go on, hit it! KO! Ohno could be in for the biggest win of his career. He could be about to beat the World Heavyweight Champion. He drags him into the middle of the ring. He hooks the leg. Come on. 1, 2. Oh. A case where it seemed too good to be true there. Jinder Mahal kicks out at 2. This matchup stays alive, but Ohno is still going after him here. Flies at him in the corner and now takes it up to the top rope. Ohno! Moonsault into the cover for the victory over the world champion. Not happening. Come on, Ohno, though. I do want Ohno to win this one. He is... For him to kick out of the Colossus and hit the KO shows that Kassius Ohno is no slouch. He's no pushover. And he's proving that to be the case right now. Here comes the straightjacket powerbomb again. Jinder feeling the wrath of that one. Ohno slips into another cover here. Desperation maybe sinking in for him. Oh, that was close. Very close indeed, as you see Ohno there start to question what it takes for victory now. How does he overcome Jinder here to be the winner? In the corner we go, and a hard knee by Mahal there, the world champion now starting to fight back a little bit. Michinoku driver into the cover, simple but effective move. Kick out at 1 there, and this is the mistakes of Mahal. Too confident in a matchup that's highly contested right now and pays for it. Not even confidence there, it was cockiness that brought about that error by Mahal. Ohno makes him pay for it. Went for the discus forearm. It's countered, but instant counter back there. And a big chop in the chest. Ohno having to take a moment to recover there, but my goodness, that was a huge move there. That could have been disastrous for Ohno in that moment. Big boot, and he goes up towards the turnbuckle now. Ohno is feeling it here. You know what's coming. Jinder's staggering into it. Discus. Big boot to the world champ. Oh, let that be enough, sweet mercy. Let it be 2. Oh, Jinder's still kicking out. Ohno's thinking something through it. His mind here. Dragon Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper applied. Will Mahal tap out here? Will Mahal tap out as he has done as of late to Marty Scurll 2 weeks ago, most notably? Is Ohno on his way for a victory over the world champion? Let it be the case. It will not. Slithers out of it there, does Mahal. And again, goes back to the Michinoku driver. Cover after it. And oh, Ohno showing him there's still a long way to go before victory can be called. Highly competitive matchup this one's been. Back to my point of hand there. Jinder, I think, has really been treating it as a wake-up call as of late. He's realized he can't be a pushover anymore. He can't. I think something in a way I kind of hope it to be the case, because he's the world champion after all. I think something's woken up within Jinder. And I think it's made Jinder realize that he can't be as easy as a pushover as what he was. He was defeated in less than 5 minutes by his arch rival right now in Adam Cole, and he can't let that happen again. Jinder's fighting a lot better here. I have to give him credit. I still don't think he's fighting anywhere near the caliber of a world champion, but he's fighting better. Ohno with another German suplex in this matchup. Another hard hit there on Mahal, even though these two men have endured a lot of one another and have delivered a lot to one another as well. Still is making, every move being hit, especially by Ohno, is hurting that much more from behind now. There's a German suplex in retaliation by Jinder Mahal now. He's been through a lot in this matchup, and he's showing his fight, though, is the world champion. At the very least, I do have to commend him for that. He has not been resorting to desperate tactics. He's been following the rules. Finally, for a change, there's the running knee again by Jinder. And he's not going to look for a cover. He's not going to look to show off. Jinder, right in the moment, right on the money for the second time. The Colossus. Mahal into the count. 2. Jinder Mahal beats Kassius Ohno. And that was finally the win that Mahal has been looking for since the very moment he became world champion. A win with no cheating, a win with no distractions, A win with no underhanded tactics, no outside interference, any and or of that did not happen. Jinder Mahal beat Kassius Ohno with his own two hands, with his own body. But as I said, it was not the performance of a world champion. And that is what strikes me the most here. If Jinder Mahal wants any semblance of hope of walking out of WrestleMania still the world champion, he's got to start performing like one. Right now, he most certainly is not. But what we shouldn't ignore either is the performance of Ohno in this matchup. On far more than one occasion, he looked to have the world champion beat. And a performance like that one cannot deserve to be overlooked. I imagine the Raw General Manager's pouting right now because of what happened to Lars Sullivan earlier in the night. But the situation remains the same. Ohno cannot be ignored for his performance here tonight. I say that because I thought it was a really good one. And I thought he performed like a true talent that he is. But anyway, we're going to move on here to our next thing now. He has been wanting to celebrate for the week since he won that Gauntlet match, and right now, right here, he gets his opportunity. The villain Marty Scurll comes out, and he gets to have the sweet celebration of victory in the Gauntlet matchup last week. Coming up next, Marty Scurll has big news for us. Not only, of course, is he celebrating, but it's finally time to announce WrestleMania. And here he comes. Look at the confidence in this man as he heads towards the ring. Sure, he may have bent the rules these last 2 weeks, in all fairness, but Marty Scurll came in with an idea, came in with a morale to him, and he has performed on it since the moment he ascended himself up into this main event position. Marty Scurll has wins over the world champ and Adam Cole. And he is very, very quick to remind us of them. Marty Scurll quick to celebrate the fact of what he did last week. He beat the numpty that is Adam Cole, and he watched as Jinder Mahal embarrass himself again. Now then, has Marty Scurll proved that the outcome of WrestleMania is inevitable? And you know what? If the topic of WrestleMania is going to be brought up, then Scurll is going to be the one to deliver it. Remember how he's got the choice to pick the matchup that he wants? At WrestleMania, falls count anywhere, and his reasons are simple. Adam Cole, baby! That is not a reason. That is Adam Cole. Okay, okay. Wow. Adam Cole, I didn't know was here tonight. I thought he had taken the week off after last week, but it seems not to be the case. Adam Cole has come here tonight. And I imagine not in a positive move at all, even though he looks to be in good spirits with the Raw crowd cheering back at Adam Cole, baby, there. But Cole and Scurll face to face in a situation like this for the first time since a few weeks ago, and Adam Cole is quick to bring up last week. Don't go around celebrating a victory that you didn't earn legitimately. You rammed a chair into my face and then tried to make me tap out. Falls count anywhere or not, at WrestleMania, he's returning the favor. Marty Scurll, wow, no politeness from Scurll, quickly telling Adam Cole to shut up because he was in the middle of explaining things. At WrestleMania, we've seen a lot of running and hiding away from each other. At WrestleMania, we do no such thing. So I dare you, Adam Cole, hit me in the face. And Adam Cole is quick to the point in retaliation. At WrestleMania, as much as he hates Jinder Mahal, he's yet to get his retribution against Marty Scurll. And even though Adam Cole craves that win, he will wait until Mania for it to be just. And look who just went and threw a wrench in the works. The villain did just that. He knows how badly Adam Cole wants his shot at him. He knows how badly Adam Cole wants that ability to fight him. So why not? Why not give everyone what they want? Why not have a match? Marty Scurll demands that Adam Cole accepts. At WrestleMania, a third party is added. Jinder Mahal is there to just take up time. Adam Cole won't get to have his hands on Marty Scurll to the fullest of his extent. Scurll wants to embarrass Cole again. And I think that final line is what just drove Adam Cole over the edge. Jinder Mahal are not at WrestleMania. The event itself are not at WrestleMania. Adam Cole's hatred for Marty Scurll cannot wait another week. So to put it in the simplest fashion he can, next week is on. And Adam Cole wants the final point here. For the embarrassment of making him tap out last week, Adam Cole will make him feel the embarrassment of defeat. There's no lights to save you. There's no trickery to save you. Jinder Mahal won't save you. And no one will save you at WrestleMania from the wrath of Adam Cole, baby. Oh, look at those two face to face right there and then, pointing at one another. They may have agreed to the matchup next week, but that's all they share in common. Scurll and Cole next week on Raw. I can't wait. And while that is a big time, a WrestleMania caliber match essentially signed for next week, we must turn our attention towards a matchup that could be at WrestleMania right here tonight. This is Paige's last chance saloon. The very thing she hunted ever since she took her time away, ever since she came back, pretty much ever since she lost her Raw Women's Championship to Rosemary. It's what she has hunted since then. And tonight she gets that opportunity to sign, seal, and deliver the date. She gets that opportunity at Rosemary for the title at WrestleMania if she beats Rosemary here tonight. It is non-title, but the drive, the determination, and everything else that goes along with it for Paige is going to be there. It is going to be full frontal. Make no mistake about this. Paige cannot afford to let this slip. She makes one little error, she does one little thing wrong, it's game over. There's no WrestleMania match. This hope of having her battle with Rosemary is all gone. And Rosemary knows it. Rosemary has played those mind games ever since the beginning. Ever since she became champion. Ever since Paige stated her demand for a rematch, Rosemary has played the mind games ever since. She made her win a handicap match 2 weeks ago just because there was no title shot coming after it. She has forced the very pinnacle of Paige to come out. Now though, does Rosemary reap what she sows, or does she soak in the whole ego, the whole idea of all these mind games that she has played? Are they all going to be worth it for a victory here tonight? WrestleMania is on the line for both women. But one more chance at the belt is on the line for Paige, and she will not let that slip. It is the rematch from Armageddon, and it is underway right now, and Paige has come swinging out of the fences here for Rosemary. She has been waiting almost 3 months to get her hands on her, one-on-one in a ring again. They brawled a few weeks ago on Raw, and Rosemary had the upper hand then, but right now, right here, Paige has come swinging out of the fences. Whether or not Rosemary thought this was going to be the tactic, I don't know, but either way, the hatred and the animosity can be felt in this arena right now. Rosemary from up high with an elbow drop. They have not wasted any time. There's no feeling out process between these two women. There's a reason this is main eventing. Paige now, with Rosemary in her clutches, just dumps her on the barricade. And you feel the hatred in every single move that is being struck right now, because it rings true. For as much as this is about a belt, this is about hatred for one another. This is about the desire to be the best. And this is all those lingering emotions that have carried on from Armageddon. And while this rematch could have been saved for WrestleMania, it was not the case. Paige has to get to WrestleMania to really make this matchup count. Paige has to get to that event to take home and take away the thing from Rosemary that she craves more than anything. That Raw Women's Championship. Strike into the gut there, and again, Paige flies in with that Hurricanrana. Look at how Rosemary's playing this matchup, though. She goes on the attack, and then she was slow in retaliation on the defense. Paige again sends her over the top rope, but is there worry maybe that Paige is exerting herself right now too soon? Is she going to gas out early, and it be easy pickings for Rosemary? Can Rosemary withstand the punishment that Paige is currently delivering to her? Big drop kick there up against the barricade. Super kick that follows as well. As again, these two women brawl on the outside here. No respect for the rules and certainly no respect for one another. Rake of the back there. For as much as these two women hate each other, I don't see this one ever having a chance of ending in count out. Slips out of that one, does Rosemary, and responds with one of her own. Oh my god, no! There's the mist! There's the mist of Rosemary! Is the hope at WrestleMania just about to slip away? Red Wedding connects! Right into the cover! This can't be! There's two! And oh! Paige kicked out! But for that to happen so quickly, is that worry? Is that cause for concern in the mind of Paige? Was that a part of her script? Paige kicks out and all of a sudden she's back on offense here. Flying headbutt. Sacrificing every element of her body. That's how much this means to Paige. And she's going to go for it here. Paige Turner. And the cover that follows. 1, 2. No, Rosemary kicks out. But Paige isn't quick to follow up now. I think that Red Wedding hurt her. I think she's feeling the effects of it right now, and she's got to try and space herself out if she wants to get to WrestleMania. Fisherman suplex into the cover, and look how early Rosemary kicks out. And even after that quick flurry of moves, they look at how quickly she gets back up to her feet as well. This is a mental game, especially when facing someone like Rosemary. Paige knows it, and she is trying to make sure that she can overcome it. Paige, oh, look at this though. If she's going to play mind games with Rosemary, she'll do it in the only way she knows how. Crawling up the body then, and allowing the headbutts to rain in. You can sense the hatred in every single move that one another strikes on each other. You can sense the need, the desire to beat the other one down into a bloody pulp with every little movement they make, with every strike that is hit, and every time that Paige's head gets slammed into that mat. Hoping for some kind of belly-to-belly there was Rosemary, but Paige making sure to deny her of such. Striking her into the turnbuckle here. Thought Paige might have been thinking Avalanche PTO. Decides against it. Oh, what a DDT though. Sorry, Avalanche Rampage even. Don't know how you hit a Avalanche submission maneuver. Might have been thinking about it there though. Counted in the corner. And now, oh dear, this is not where Paige needs or wants to be. Perched up in the turnbuckle in the clutches of Rosemary. Back superplex. Rosemary looks for the mist again. Paige takes the opportunity away from her before she can strike with it. Big headbutt there connects. Paige is having the number right now, the Raw Women's Champion. Look at this high angle clover hold stitched in here. Look at how high up the legs are. Look at how much Rosemary's back is bending as a result of it. Paige looking for a submission here. Looking to try and make Rosemary tap, but no way is Mordecai. No way is the hive mind of Rosemary going to allow her to submit here. Back into the turnbuckle she goes, and you can see that mind of Rosemary, for as fragile as it is, has just snapped. And here come the strikes. Forearms in the skull. Ducks under there. Spine buster in retaliation. Rosemary is losing her mind right now, and that is when she becomes her most dangerous. What the hell is the Raw Women's Champion thinking from the other side of the ring? Coast to coast by Rosemary. Now she just steps and kicks away. Look at these clubbing strikes, shot after shot into the head. But Paige still fights back. But right into a counter by Rosemary. Good God, these two women know each other so well. In and out. Oh, no. This can't be it. Don't let this be the one to end it. Red Wedding. Number 2. The cover. Oh, Paige is in the ropes. She stretched her body out to the fullest extent and just got that fingertip underneath the ropes. She's still alive here. Paige is still alive, but Rosemary looking to be quick in shutting her down. As the mind of Rosemary snaps, the danger is added. The anger and the hatred is added. Look at these stomps now. Everything that she's doing is with a purpose, and now she wants her to submit. Now she wants her to tap out, to add even more, to rub even more salt into the wound that she won't be going to WrestleMania. But look at how quickly Paige countered. Into the turnbuckle she goes. Is this the opening for Paige? Is this her opening? Paige hooks her up on the top rope. There she was thinking avalanche PTO. She was denied. Flies down. Leaping Des press. Oh, no. Please, Paige. Get yourself out of it. No, Red Wedding. Here it comes. And she got all of it. And the cover again. 1. Oh, yes. Paige kicks out a 1 after 3 Red Weddings. Rosemary has snapped now. If her mind wasn't frail enough before, it has shattered into a million pieces by now. Paige is going to look for it again. Is Rosemary too frail to carry on? Is her mind too off the deep end to keep fighting? Well, Paige's isn't. It may only take 1. Avalanche Rampage. The Avalanche DDT. Did it secure WrestleMania for Paige? Into the cover. 1, 2. Paige is going to WrestleMania. The rematch is on. She did it. Paige has done it. At WrestleMania, they meet again. And the business is not done by Paige, stomping away at the Raw Women's Champion. This means so much to her that the bells can't even contain it. At WrestleMania, the hatred reaches its pinnacle, reaches the peak, and the Raw Women's Championship is on the line. Oh, here we go between these two. This one is going to hurt either way, and this one is for all the marbles. Only one can be winner. Who heads out of WrestleMania Raw Women's Champion? Whoever it is, they've earned it. But the match is on. The date is April 8th. It is going to be an electric match between these two. Make no mistake about it.